It says preparing to stream, so I'm just vibing.
I'm excited. It's the first time I do something like this.
That's awesome. Okay. Yay! Okay, we're live, but the title is Zoom YouTube broadcast. Can you see on my channel?
Um, I go to live. It's for me. It's called workplace documentation,
Yay!
but
Okay.
it's old. No, it's not this one then.
Ooh.
So, for example, I go to your YouTube and okay, and then I go to home. Okay, you're live now, and
Okay,
it's called
perfect.
Awesome Workshop.
Yay!
Okay,
Okay.
but it's old. No, it's not this one then.
Okay, we
Ooh.
got it. Now we're just gonna wait for people to
For
file in,
example, I
but
go to your YouTube and
oh.
okay, and then I go to home. Okay, you're like okay, I
Okay, yeah, you
skipped.
gotta mute the YouTube. I was like, who is talking?
But I think I should enter the live, but just like mute it, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah, that's what I did. Um, okay, cool. I think I'm going to um start the intro now. I don't know how many people are watching. Let me check. Okay, two watching. Okay, that's just us two. So I'm just gonna send a reminder to everyone. Join us here. Okay. Luma is really cool for events. It makes everything so easy. Join event. Add button. Create reminder. Ooh, it's gonna send in 3 minutes. But while we are streaming, let me just share. Oh, my screen isn't sharing. All right,
No.
share. Okay. So I guess for anybody watching early, this is a little behind the scenes of how we set up this workshop. Everything is on Notion, of course, but I'm in Australia right now, and Alice is in Rome, Italy. So the time zones were such a struggle. Like, look at these frowny faces. And then we have the schedule here. 20 minutes is gonna be interesting, but we'll see. I also have my brainstorming here, um, and a to-do list. That's it. It's so simple to start. So I feel like a lot of people overthink it and complicate it, but when you get started, it's so simple. Like one Notion doc and then a bunch of Notion pages. That's it. Okay, let's see who has joined us. Oh, there's 7 people watching now. Okay. For you 7 people who are here, why don't you go in the YouTube live stream chat and write down what country you're in? And I and Alice will try to guess your time zone. I think I'm getting pretty good at this, but um, we'll see how it goes. So just let us know in the chat. Uh, Wait, Alice, it's 11 p.m. for you in Rome, right?
Yes.
Do you remember what time it is for me here in Melbourne?
6 a.m. 7
Oh,
a.m.
yes. It was 6 when I woke up and we started talking, but now it's 7. Okay, someone said USA.
Um,
That's afternoon because I used to be in Canada. So if you're on West Coast, that's like 2 p.m. And then if you're on East Coast, that's 5 p.m. Um, Philippines, I feel like it's a weird time there, like 3 a.m. Am I right? Thank you for
Spain is
joining.
Spain is 11, so easy.
Yeah. Okay, so Argentina, Spain, what time? I feel like you should know, right, Alice?
Spain is easy. It's 11, so it's like me.
Oh, Spain and Italy are same time zone?
Yeah, they are the same time zone, even if it's weird, but yes, they are the same time zone.
That's interesting. Okay. And then Canada, Australia, I know because I frequent those two countries a lot. Canada, it's like, oh, West Coast or East Coast? That's like same as USA. But I used to, well, I live in Vancouver. I'm just in Melbourne right now. We have someone from Australia. Oh, thanks for waking up early. Someone from Brazil. I feel like,
Yeah. What?
That's like US time zone, but like a little bit later. So I'm gonna say it's like 5 p.m. Meanwhile, in the Philippines, it's 5 a.m. Thank you so much for being here. I don't know if you stayed up late or if you woke up early, but I appreciate the dedication. Um, Actually, for being here early, let me give you guys a sneak peek for what we have planned. Here, there's going to be so much, but just so you know, this is going to be recorded. So if you feel like it's going too fast or you're going to miss something, I will email you the recording and all the resources after. So don't worry. It's just like we only have an hour here, so we gotta keep things moving. Ooh, someone's from Peru. Hey, Angie, nice to see you here. I think it's 5 p.m. Alice, would you know?
I have no idea. I am very ignorant about it. But I think that it was like the say it should be between the East Coast and West
Yeah.
Coast of US, no?
Okay, my geography is really bad, but I thought Peru was a little bit east of the US. I don't know. Oh my God, we're being exposed right now. But
I'm not well with right and left and no
4
idea.
p.m. I got it. I said 5 and 4-ish for all of South America. So thanks for confirming. I think I know that in Peru they speak Spanish, but in Brazil they speak Portuguese.
Yeah, true.
I feel like the only two countries who speak Portuguese are Portugal and Brazil, but I could be wrong. So that's oh, I have to do my Duolingo. Yeah, I do have to. Um, yeah, I will make it to Peru one day. It's been highly recommended to me. And also, yes, this is being recorded, so I will be emailing all the resources and recording to you after this. Ooh, someone from Hong Kong. I think that's like also like 5 a.m., 6 a.m., really early.
No
So thank
way.
you.
People are so committed. Thank you guys. Thank you a lot for being here.
Yeah, I love it. This is like a global audience right now. But I have another question before we start. So I want to know your level of Notion knowledge so that we can better customize this workshop to you. Because if you're a beginner, then we'll go through the simple steps more clearly. But if you already are kind of familiar with Notion, like how to make pages and how to write in the Notion docs, then we'll go a little bit faster. So just let us know in the chat if you're one, a beginner, two, you have a few Notion pages, but you don't use it regularly, but you want to use it to get more organized because why else would you be in this workshop? Or three, you use Notion pretty much daily and you think you know your way around, but wait until you see the workshop because there's so much more to Notion. I think they added a bunch of new stuff. All right. Most people are complete beginners. That's
Mhm.
awesome. I feel like we're gonna have a lot of examples, so you can start using Notion regularly right away. Um,
Yeah,
okay.
definitely.
Yeah, I did see somebody send in a question about travel planning. So, Alice, your workshop goes over all of that, but my workshop goes over the work documentation stuff. I think I'm just gonna get started because there's a lot of things that I have to cover. So the first half of this workshop, I'm going to spend 20 minutes going over all of this. I will be making the pages so you can see how I set it up. But if you want to make it alongside me, feel free to. I will be sharing this Notion page with everyone though, so you can just copy paste mine as an example. Okay, let me start my timer because I only have 20 minutes for this. All right, let's go. First, work documentation tutorials. Before I even start, I wanted to share because I saw a bunch of people said that they were overwhelmed with Notion because it's very complicated, but there's a lot of free templates to get started. All I did was I set up like sections here for areas of my life that I wanted to document. And there's a bunch here. It's just sub pages. It was very easy to start, but I do have this template on my store if you want it. But let's focus on work documentation here. And at any time, if you have questions, feel free to put it in the chat and I'll answer them. And also, this is recorded. I'm sending all resources to your email. So the first thing, okay, this is going from easy to very complicated. So let's start off easy. this task organization thing is very ADHD friendly. It teaches you how to make to-do lists. And here's an example. I do this because in this ADHD book I read, they use this method to help, and it helped me a lot to actually get things done. So what you want to do is use a hashtag there and then press space, and that makes heading 1. And then I write done. This is like stuff that you've done already, and you just drag stuff there. And now we want to make it a toggle. So this is the shortcut I'm using. I'm using this and then pressing space, and that creates a toggle. And then anything you put here goes under that toggle. And that just like hides all the done tasks so you don't have to see them anymore. It kind of moves them to the archive. I'm going to do the same thing, put a hashtag or pound key, and then I'll type today. And then I do this, these 2 square brackets, and I press space, and then that makes a to-do list. But I think you can do this. It's just easier for me to use the keyboard shortcuts. If that was something new that you didn't know that Notion could do, drop new in the chat, because I don't know if this is just a me thing or if it's obvious to everyone, because I've just used this for so long. Anyway, let's say today, watch workshop, Notion workshop. And then same thing for tomorrow, keyboard shortcuts. And then let's say tomorrow, send email about workshop. You're watching this workshop now, so when you press done, you just click and drag it here at the end of the day. It's really helpful for me because sometimes I feel like I get overwhelmed planning stuff after tomorrow. It's like I'm trying to plan weeks ahead, but then I get overwhelmed. There's too much to do. So all I focus on is done today, tomorrow. And then there's also another one called later. And this is a space for all of your brain dumps. It's really helpful. There is an app that does this if you don't want to use Notion. I think I posted about it recently. It's called Ellie Planner. And what is so cute is the creator of this planner named it after his hamster, and his hamster is adorable. So it just looks like this. It's like Sunsama, but a free version. So I actually changed my to-do list thing here to this app. And I think it's free for most features like this to-do list feature. Brain dump here. So keeping it today, tomorrow, and later just helps me organize it more. And I've been like, this has been really effective for me. Okay, that's the easy tutorial. The next one is work documentation. So this is actually what my work documentation looks like. And all you need to know for this is organizing subpages. So this documentation is for my creative business. This documentation is for my full-time job. So all you have to do, again, like we learned before, let's say learning is one section, and then you can do this. I press the slash key, and then I press page, and then that creates a subpage, and then maybe you can make one for a Notion workshop where you're taking notes. Um, and that's what it looks like. What I like to do is click this and then click color and then turn it into my favorite color, which is purple. And then you can see the keyboard shortcut right here. If you've already used the color, because it just replicates the previous action. So I use the keyboard shortcut. So I don't even have to do that many clicks. I'm just using the shortcuts, and that's why I'm so fast. Let's say you make another category, which is travel. And then again, I'm just going to use the keyboard shortcut, and it's a lot easier. And then you make another subpage. Maybe this would be like Rome, which, by the way, I recommend Icono in Rome if you ever go, because I need to show you guys the picture. I was just talking to Alice about this. It looks gorgeous. There's a ball pit where you can take pictures. It's so cool. Highly, highly recommend this place. But yeah, let's say you add this to your itinerary list, and this is where all your travel documentation goes, which Alice will teach you about. Now, all you have to do is you can click and drag these to the side if you want 2 columns like this. And then you just like continue categorizing like that. And that's how I slowly built these out. You can sort them based on whatever makes sense to you. I sorted these work stuff based on like departments and stuff that I do, but you can also sort just by like external, internal, or like areas of your life, depending on what you want to use this for. Um, okay, so that was like also kind of easy. I also recommend Tango for this documentation because for work, you often have to write down exactly what you do. So here I'm like, this is how I used Google Optimize, which is not a thing anymore, but it was when I started this documentation. So what I do, ooh, Tango here. I'll fix that URL in a bit, but this is a really cool Chrome extension where it literally, you just press capture and then it starts capturing everything that you're doing in screenshots. Like it just takes a screenshot of what you're doing. So all you have to do is do your work as normal and it captures a guide for your coworkers. And you can even click guide me and your coworkers. Yeah, this is what it's saying. And then your coworkers will be guided through the tutorial instead of watching a video at 2 times speed. So it's more interactive. It's really cool. Highly recommend checking them out. I also have a few videos about Tango here showing how I use it. So that's a cool resource for you. The other thing is project prioritization. Okay, I know this is going pretty fast, but don't worry, I will be sharing the recording and all of these Notion doc resources with you. This one is starting to get a little bit complicated, but when I ran this project prioritization activity at work and for myself and for my coaching clients, it's actually very, very helpful. I charge my work thousands of dollars every month, and my coaching clients also thousands of dollars. So you are getting this for free as a thank you for being at this workshop. So for this, you need to make a table. Just click database table view, and it's basically making a new table or like a new database here. So I'm gonna write projects. So this is an example of projects that I try to rank based on my priorities for my creator business, my Instagram, my newsletter, things like that. So let's say you have to do this for your work projects. So maybe one project is like the work. I'm in marketing, so I'm just gonna write landing page because that's what I'm responsible for. Is just remove tags here. And what you're gonna do is add a property that's a number. Oops. Yeah. And this is going to be the ranking based on what you care about. So for me, in my creative business, I cared about the earning potential, how much I like doing it, and how much time it's going to take me. But for work, this is basically ICE scoring, if you've heard of that. ICE stands for impact, confidence, and ease, and it's a project prioritization framework. So if you care about speed, then you'd write speed here, like how fast will it take? And then if you cared about how difficult it'll be or like how much effort it'll be, just click number and then put difficulty. Actually, I'd put ease here, like how easy it is to do. And then the last one would be, well, all workplaces care about money, so I'm just gonna put how much money it can make the workplace, like the earning potential. Like if you got it right, how much money you could get from it. The last thing you want to put is formula and just title that score. I'm going to drag this to the front because it's the most important thing that we're going to sort by. So what the score is basically the average of these three rankings. And for the rankings, you're going to put a score of 1 to 10, where 1 is the worst and 10 is the best. And I'll work through an example with you. But first, here's how you set up the formula. All I'm going to put is, this is like simple elementary school math, order of operations and averages. So I'm putting speed plus ease plus earning potential, and then divide that by 3 to get the average. So if you create a really good landing page, how fast will it take? For me, it's like not that fast, but it's still done within the week. So I'd say it's pretty good, which I'm gonna rank a 6, which means so like 1 is the worst case, it's gonna take forever. 10 is best case, it's only gonna take a few hours or a day. So I put it as 6 because I think it'll take me a few days. For ease, how easy it is for me to do, I'd also put maybe 6 because it's easy to build out on desktop. I use Webflow for work, but mobile version and responsiveness is a pain. For earning potential, if we get it right, we could make a lot of money from it. So I'm gonna put maybe a 9. Because obviously it depends on other factors like our ads and our sign up page and everything. So the score is 7, and you're just gonna do that for every single project that you have. And it's just so helpful because sometimes you think a project is important, but then you do these and it kind of vibe checks you and it's like, well, no, it's actually not that important. Let me put some random scores here. And I highly recommend you do this for most of your projects if you have time. And then I want to sort by highest score to lowest. So I think I would do sort descending. And then that just sorts it where the top three projects that you have to work on is at the top. So this is really helpful for me at least, and for the people that I've tried it on, aka my workplace and my coaching client. So I highly recommend checking this out. This is being recorded and all the resources will be emailed to you if you RSVP'd on Luma. So don't worry about missing anything. It will all be sent to you. Okay. Well, I have 8 minutes left to do this before passing it to Alice. So let's see if I can do this. So this following up template is available. You can get it for free, but I'll email that to you. But I'm going to show you how I build it. It's pretty much the same thing. You build a table. Okay, start a new table, following up. And this is just stuff that your coworkers are like, remind me to do this, or like, they say that you can do something, but only after they do something else. And it's like you have to wait, but then you don't want to forget about it. Slack has a thing where you can bookmark, but I like using this. So first, I change this to a single select time. And I just sort it by two things, whether I need to follow up soon or whether I need to follow up in the future. Someone's asked me how to do that with Google Sheets. I think it's like the same principle where you select the cells instead of the name here. And then here, it's like pretty much the same principle on Sheets. It's just I prefer using Notion because it's prettier. Um, okay, so the time here, and then this would be the project name that you're supposed to follow up on. And then just add status. The status is like whether you're waiting or you have to follow up or something. And then I also have multi-select for people involved. So these are the departments at work. You can put the name or you can put like the department. And then the other thing that I love is dependency. Oops. That is using relation. And then I'm just selecting the same database following up. Okay, so let's say this project is landing page, like I said before. Oops. And another project is like the landing page design. Okay, and then this one is landing page on website. So obviously we need to wait for the design to be ready before we can put it on the website. So I'll put design here as a dependency because it needs to be done. And then you can see these two are now linked. And I just check this pretty much every day or every week to make sure I don't lose track of anything. Um, okay, that was a lot easier and faster than I thought. Hopefully you're able to make use of this lookup feature because I think it's really useful. There's also more like roll up, but I feel like that one is pretty complicated. So I'm going to move on to automation plus AI. This is really cool because if you have Slack connected with your Notion for work, then you can automatically send Slack messages every time you add a new meeting note. Okay, so first, repeat templates. This is pretty easy to make, so I'm just gonna put a thing under here. Let's put another table and then example meeting notes. So let's say you open this page in the table. I love Notion because it's just pages nested inside each other. And then so you write Notion workshop July 6th. I think it's July 5th for some people. And then you can create a template. So meeting note, notes, and then type stuff here if you want. And then the other thing is action items. Oops. But after you've created this template, what you can do is set it to repeat. So let's say you have a meeting every week. Just set it to repeat every week at a specific time. And it's just going to create a new document every week. Even the template itself, if you edit, instead of saying meeting note, you can write the date. So like 2024, and then the month, and then the day. Okay, I love that people are writing new in the chat because it's really telling me like what Notion features people don't know about and which ones are like everybody knows. So thank you for doing that. The other thing is Slack automation. So what you can do is go here, go to automations, and then click add trigger. When a new meeting note is added, you can send a Slack notification to a specific channel. But since this is my personal Notion, I don't have Slack connected. So when I click this, it's just going to ask me to connect your Slack, but you can set this up for your workplace. The last thing is AI summaries. So this is what an example that I did with one of my meeting notes, where this is my prompt because I didn't want it to be too long. I just write in only 3 summary bullet points, highlight the most important learnings, like really limit it to 3 bullet points, only 1 sentence per point. And what I do is I put it here. If you go to, where was it? Fill. I think I have to fill in the meeting notes here. Okay, I don't know if AI is going to be able to decipher that, but it's here. Oh, maybe I'll just show you the actual meeting itself. Yeah. Yeah, so I added a text field, and then in the text field itself, there's autofill with AI, and then that's just what I did here. So let me see if I can replicate it. I think it's very easy to figure out. So text field, and then set up AI autofill. You can fill with a summary, translation, key information, or custom. If you wanted to summarize something, like turn the information in the meeting note into like an Instagram reel video or like something else, you can do custom autofill and then name your prompt here. And I'm on the free Notion plan, and this is available to me. So I think it should be available to everyone. I don't know if it's limited, but it's really cool. And then you can just do make an Instagram reel script. Okay, let's see what that does for my gibberish. Try on this view. Oh, no way! Okay, I guess it took the details from the title because that was pretty cool. But as you can see, it's very long. Uh, this was from my Blink page. It's very long, so you might have to refine your prompting. But yeah, it's really cool. Um, the other thing, I think that was it. So if you learned something new, remember to put new in the chat. But for now, I'm going to pass it to Alice to talk about travel planning. And remember, this is being recorded, all resources are being sent. But if you have any questions for us about Notion or anything else, feel free to put it in the chat anytime. I'll pass it off to Alice for travel planning now.
Thank you, Jen. I actually like use Notion and I've been using Notion for some time, but it was super useful. Everything you said, I actually learned something about AI because I'm using it not so much. So apart from travel documentation, this workshop was also about travel planning. So what I will cover in this part is what I have here. So we're going to talk about how to duplicate templates that you find online, how to create a button, and how to create templates by your own in your own databases, and how to empt Google Maps in your Notion to make it fun and make it like way more cool than normal. The template I'm gonna use is the one that I actually create, and you are gonna receive a discount code of 50% when you will receive the email after the workshop. And you can find it in my Gumroad, it's here. So what happens when you download a template from online, you will see that there is a button that it's called duplicate. I'm gonna share with you now. Oh no, I'm gonna share my own stuff. Well, okay, whatever. So for example, here you will view the site of a template that you find online. And here you have a button that says duplicate. This allows you to visualize the template that you are looking into in your own workspace. And this also allows you to modify it and make whatever change you need. going back to the one that I actually wanted to show you. That's the one I created for you during this workshop. And first of all, when you start a trip and when you go somewhere, oh, I had to put my timer, sorry, just put it right now. When you go somewhere, I understand that the first thing everyone does is brainstorming. And before, I usually did it just on Google randomly, like where to go in Barcelona. But Jen talked to me and showed me an app that it's quite cool. So I'm gonna show it to you. It's called Ask Laila, and I used it for doing this before. So let's hope it works. So for example, 3 days trip in Barcelona itinerary. It actually takes some time for it to respond, but we will try anyway. Okay, it made it. So the reason why I actually then I don't use just this AI tool and I actually go onto Notion is because I like to document my travel a lot. So this allows me to have an overview of where to go, what to see, but then I love also to put pictures and personalize and maybe share it with my friends or my lover. So this allows you also to share, but I think that the Notion page has much more possibilities. So what we will do is, for example, let's say, is suggesting us Sagrada Familia. So what we will do is that we will go to our a template and we go to brainstorm and add a new activity. Oh, another way to brainstorm actually is with Notion AI. So you can ask like 3 days itinerary Barcelona. Please always be polite. Um, and of course like it's just basic, but here are like some examples. If you iterate with your prompts, it's gonna be much better. But this was just like to show you that Notion AI can also just go like a bit like ChatGPT, not the same. It's basic still, but they are improving it a lot. So sorry, going back for Sagrada Familia. So what did I do in this template? I created different databases. Actually, you have it all here. I created an itinerary database. I created a packing list. So you have like an idea what to bring. A places and activities that is a view of the itinerary database, a restaurant, and an accommodation database. I created in another page, so whatever you change here in the home doesn't affect all your data, because something that happened to me is that I had like a database on the front page and then by error I erased it and then I lost all of my data. So now I put all my databases, like my original database, in one place that I know that I will not change or erase. So Sagrada Familia. It's what we're gonna do. Okay, this is pretty boring. I wanted to make fun for you. So what I did is I created a button. So buttons are cool things that Notion allows you to do. Tell me if you already knew what button can do, but I will try to do something fun. So the first thing I did with buttons is just like you push a button and it already allows you to create a new page with the template that I created in my database. I will also show you how to create a template. And what it does is that, so for example, Sagrada Familia 2. And the template I created is that you can empt a Google Maps. So let's open Google Maps and let's put Sagrada Familia. So what you can do, basic thing is, okay, just put like Google Map and it pins you the Sagrada Familia, okay? But what if I actually want to go from Sagrada to Sagrada Familia from, I don't know, Hospital 2 de Mayo? So you copy this link and you go here and you push here and you select replace, empt map, and now it shows you the like directions from where you want to go to where you are to where you're gonna go. And if you go like more option, you actually are redirected to Google Maps. And if you are on your phone, that's why I use Google Maps on Notion, is that I use it on my phone. So if you are on your phone, you just click like more options and you're redirected to Google Maps. So it's much easier. So this, if you're a freak like me and you actually like want to know where to go from and to, like, this is pretty easy to use. And also normally, for example, the trip I did to Paris, I did like all the itinerary from here to here to here, and this was very useful using my Google Maps. Nice. I see that it's new for you. I am very happy. Also, Jennifer didn't know that. So pretty cool, pretty cool. Well, you can also add some other information like PDF or whatever you want. So here you have a space for tickets and something more about the activity, like blah, 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 blah. I already put a property that is a picture. So if you put a picture, it will appear in your activity in a gallery. So it's much prettier and cooler. So this was the first thing about a button, but actually I wanted to show you the behind the scenes about the button itself, and is how do I create a button? So uh, the button is just a new block. So I'll just put button, and let's see, we wanted to do something cool. So we want to add a new page to a database that is the itinerary template as untitled. That is the template that I create. And actually it allows you to change some stuff. So for example, let's say that we want the type to be an adventure. So we say like new adventure. So when we create this new page, it already has the tag of adventure. And we also add another step that is open the page, the new page added in center peak. And maybe we want to also like say that the date is today because it's new today's adventure. Okay. We put an emoji that is like cool. And maybe something cool that I wanted to show you is that buttons allows you to ask for confirmation. So for example, are you sure you want to have a new adventure today? And you're like, yes, ready. And you can put like this up and you're done. So let's try. Are you sure you want to have a new adventure today? Yes, ready. And you're like, okay. So you have the template again, and you can write whatever you want. Another way I used this fun thing, it was like all databases, and you go to a database, and I have the go back to home button. So you can do navigation pretty easily with the buttons because it allows you to like show confirmation. Are you sure I want to go back to the main planning page? And you're like, yes. How did I do that? Well, it's just like show confirmation and then open the page you want in full page. So that's another way you can use buttons that I think is pretty useful. And also creating navigation bars. If I have time, I will show you how I did it, but let's go back home and let's talk about templates in databases. So template databases are pretty cool and is what actually Jen showed you before in the repetition thing. But so creating a new template means just actually creating a page that you can reuse as many times as you want. And creating a new page also, you can create a template as default. That is what I did with this because I wanted my database to be all aesthetic and all like very cool. So everything you see here has the same cover, has the same, like, I don't know, maybe you want to put the same emoji, and actually I put this emoji to be like a normal circle that is like, oh, I did this or I did this, and you can do it aesthetically or you can do it productively. So maybe I use this for my personal thing. I will show you some sneak peek of my things. So for example, I have a whole yeah, this is meta thingy, but for example, for my workshop launch, this is a database, sorry, a template that is like Reels template. So in my database, I have all of these templates that are short form content, LinkedIn post, carousel, and YouTube video. So in each of them, for example, in short form, I have a whole like research note, video script, description, and then like hooks that I can use and all of this. So this is like a productive way you can use your templates. Sorry, lost it. Where is it? Going back, going back, going back, going back, going back, going back, going back.
I
Okay.
think what would be really cool is if you had the back to home or that button at
Wherever I
everything.
am.
And then you can use a synced block and then just
Yeah,
use
you can
that.
also use the sync block.
Oh,
Yes,
can you show us what the sync block is? Like what it
definitely.
does?
Actually, this is a synced block. So when you receive my template, you will see that you actually have a guide of how to use the template and then the template. So I have a synced block here, but sorry, this is not modifiable. I will do it here. My office, products and offer, blah, 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 blah. So here, okay, this is my guide on how to use the template that I'm actually showing to you. And this is a synced block. So what is a synced block? A block that if you modify somewhere, it will modify it in some other places. For example, you can see that I brought like the last is reading close parentheses dot, and the first is high sunshine. And if you go here, you also have this sync block here. So high sunshine and dot. But what if we say like hi, backlink? No. Going back to the guide, we see that the sync block is modified, and we actually have like the hi that I just added in here also. Why should I use this? Maybe it's because you have like, for example, in your workspace, you have something that everyone has to remember, like the useful links or like the wiki link or what is our social media handle, what is our social media passwords or whatever that something has to remember. So you use the linked block and synced block. And it's also useful because maybe you have an information that it's like in one place and another one. And if you modify it in one place, it will automatically be modified everywhere. So that's pretty cool for me. Um, the last thing I wanted to show you is, yeah, so you create a new template. Oh no, Italian, please. So you create a new template and maybe it's something that is like new museum. So you want the icon to be a museum and you want the type to be a museum. So what happens is that when you create a new page, so the default actually, okay, now the default is set to untitled, but what if I put the empty one as thing? So it was like blah, blah, blah. I open this one and I can decide which template to use and I decide new museum. You can see that I already have the type because it's the new museum template. This is pretty cool if you have like a lot of entries that you want to check. Oh, something else that Jen also showed is the linked between databases. And I use this for because I am actually a foodie traveler. So I go where food is. So my first thing is restaurants. And I have created like, for example, two example restaurants. One is Veganashi, by the way. If you are in Barcelona, you have to try. It's a very cool vegan sushi place. What does this link do? So actually it links to databases. So here in Veganashi, I have the Google Maps, the travel itinerary where it is. So for example, it was a sushi lunch and now I just put it in Hoo just to show you, but we can erase it. And then here you can put like, I don't know, you can put a property that is maybe a number. That is maybe you want it for a bar and you want it yellow and you want it divided by 5 and you want it to be a review. So it's a star. And so here you have like 5 because I love it. So, and what if I say 4? It's showing like the bar, not filled. So that's a way to like, for example, I use it for my books review. How much time do I have in my, okay, I have 1 minute. So this is linking databases and it's pretty cool. Jen was talking about roll up. Okay, I will try to cover it in like 1 minute. So you can select the relationship that so roll up and relationship has to be together. You cannot have a roll up without having a relationship. You can have a relationship without having a roll up though. So let's say that we want a roll up of the relationship and we want to show the price. So for example, so the sushi that we had was like 50 euros. Okay. So we go to Veganashi and we see that the roll up for this was 50 euros because what we paid was 50 euros. But what if actually we come here and we say Hulu? Oh, sorry. Open this page, please. So here is like price 50 euros also. And restaurant is also Veganashi. So we go to Veganashi and we say like 50-50. Okay, no, I actually wanna know how much in total I paid in this restaurant. Like how much did I spend in this restaurant? So you can decide if you want to show the property or if you actually want to show the original or if you actually want to show something else, if you want to show the sum. So here you show how much you actually spent on this restaurant all during your whole trip. So you spent 100 euros. So this is a way to use roll-ups. I use it for my expenses. I use it for my travel. I use it for a lot of things. I saw
Wait, I don't know if that's me or if you stopped there already. Let me know in the chat if it's not loading for you guys. But I thought that was really cool. You guys can't see my face. Well, you couldn't see my face while Alice was presenting, but my brain was just exploding because this would have been so useful for my expense tracking and everything. Um, okay, assuming, yeah, okay, it cut off. Okay, so it's not just me. I think Alice is almost done anyway, but I do want to shout out some stuff in the chat because somebody was asking about the templates, and these templates are available on her Gumroad, which I linked in the chat, but I'll also email it to you. And she's offering a 50% off discount for workshop attendees, so I'll also email you that discount code link. All right, in the meantime, let me share the outro or like end of the workshop. So before you leave the workshop, um, okay. Oh, hey, you're back.
sorry, don't know what happened. I think my Wi-Fi failed me.
Oh, no worries. Were you almost done your workshop? Like, do you want to wrap it up?
Yeah, I just wanted to show you the last thing I've come up with. Can you see? Okay, I saw that there was a question about Google Maps and how to make it cool. So I already show you how you can make it cool, like with travel like from one place to another one. But another thing you can do, if you go to Google My Maps, you can create your own maps. And I created one. I will not create one with you because I think it takes time, but I created one for Paris with my boyfriend. We traveled to Paris and because I'm a freak, I color coded depending on the day. So you can like color coded your days and you will show it here in your map. But how can you use it on Notion? So the way you can use it on Notion is, let's go to my personal thing because why not? And so, traveling Paris. Where is Paris? No, let's go back. I want to show you something, and it's here, please. Okay. So for example, here in my Paris itinerary, that's something else you can find online in my Gumroad. Here it will show my Google Maps. So here you have the same thing, but on your Notion. What does it help you do? Well, you can just push here and go directions from your phone, and you will be actually direction to where you are, and you can choose like your location. So it's your whole map for your travel on your Notion, and I think it's pretty cool. So that's it. I'm done. I hope you liked this explanation and you learned something new. I saw a lot of new, so I'm happy about it.
Oh. Wait, one thing I want to mention is that this is kind of like what Wanderlog does. Um, So maybe I'll share my screen for how I
Yeah,
used it
go.
here. So it has a map on the side of the things that you bookmark. It has some notes, your flights, hotels, places to visit,
Oh,
restaurants.
cool. Didn't know
Yeah,
about that. What's the name? Wonder.
Wanderlog. And
I
then it has
can
stuff
put.
that you booked. It has a budget, itinerary, everything. And there's an AI assistant to help you plan the trips based on what other people have recommended. So I
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, I really love the budget section and like all the flights and like everything is just here. So if you prefer something like this over Notion, you can try this. But sometimes I like using Notion better because it's prettier. But this, I think they have a desktop and mobile app also, so you can just put everything in here if you want. Yeah. So Alice, do you want to do the outro?
Yeah. No, 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 no. I hope my maybe you can do it because I'm not sure about my Wi-Fi. I don't want people to be cut off.
Yeah, no worries. Okay, so basically, I have this feedback form. So if you found that you learned a lot of new things and you are very inspired to use Notion, please just fill it out. It's, I think, three simple questions, and only one of them is required. Like the rest, you don't have to fill out, but we would really appreciate your honest feedback. And there might be a giveaway. So if you enter your email, you'll be entered for that. If you don't want to put in the effort of making all of these templates yourself, myself and Alice have our template store. So mine is Lemon Squeezy, and I'll link it in the chat as well. But I have a bunch of free and paid templates here. You can also find, if you Google Notion templates, there's a lot there. My all-in-one template is what I showed at the start, and it has basically everything to organize my life. And there's also my work documentation template, which is everything that I use to organize my work. Alice, do you want to talk about the templates that you have? You can share your screen too.
100%. So I can share my screen for that. Sure, I think. Can you see?
Yes.
Oh no, but I am no, I shared the wrong thing. Sorry. Confused. Google Chrome. Okay. So here, you can go on my Gumroad, and my Gumroad has mostly all the templates that I created, but I still have to put some. So you have the all-in-one travel planner. There is the one that we use today. Is it's actually, if you use the code that I will show, maybe I don't know. I think you will receive it with the email after the workshop, right, Jen? We are gonna send like an post email.
Yeah, or you can just send it to me in this chat and I'll just put it in the YouTube. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So I will just write it in a sec because I have it in my Gumroad. I shared too much. I will not share my personal part of Gumroad. But so yeah, so you have the code, and this is paid, but I actually have a lot of stuff is free because I'm just started, so I don't feel the confidence to actually make you pay. But maybe if you come back in maybe 2 months, this will all be paid. So I think you should enjoy and try if you want to try some cool templates. And yeah, that's it. That's my store. I have pretty much only Notion templates for now.
Yeah, awesome. And while you copy paste the stuff in the chat, I'll share your Instagram as well. So if you're curious about travel and Notion stuff, check out Alice's Instagram. I'll paste it in the YouTube chat again. There's really cool content here with cool Notion templates that you can comment link for. So make sure to check that out. Um, think that's everything for today. So just remember to fill out the feedback form. And this is recorded, so I will be sharing everything with you via email, including the discount code. I'll also be sharing it in the chat. But with the remaining time that we have, I'm so glad that we actually ended on time. Oh yeah, thanks. So
I just shared.
the NWSOYALI. Okay. But with the remaining time that we have, make sure if you have any questions, make sure to put it in the chat so we can answer it. But if we don't see questions in the next few minutes, then we'll end it here and give you your time back. I always hated it when my bosses said it. It's like in a meeting, we'll give you 10 minutes of your life back, but now I'm saying it too. But I appreciate everybody for coming. And again, everything is recorded and will be emailed to you right after this. So if
It
and
was
no,
amazing. I hope that you got a lot of knowledge because I actually didn't know some stuff you showed, and I hope you didn't know some stuff I showed. So
yeah, it was awesome. So make sure to stay connected on Instagram. I'm seeing lots of thank yous. Make sure to fill out that feedback form. I really appreciate you for being here, especially some people who are here at like 5 a.m. All right, we'll end it here. Thank you so much.